I just got asked a great question, and I really want to share this with you because this is something that comes up for so many of us. I'm Claire Yosa, mentor to passionate world changers and author of Dare to Dream Bigger, the Inside Work Handbook for entrepreneurs and passionate world changers. So I specialise in helping you to do the little known inside shifts that mean you don't have to feel scared, you don't have to self-sabotage, and you can get out there and make the difference you're here to make in the world. So, I was talking to somebody who's got an interview lined up with a major radio station. This is so exciting for them. And they're scared. She wanted to know, what can I do to come across as confident and calm with credibility so I don't sound like a gibbering wreck and fluff my words? And the usual advice would be, know what you're going to say, rehearse it, rehearse it, rehearse it. The thing is, that doesn't work in an interview unless you've pre-agreed the questions, which so often doesn't happen. As soon as a question comes in that you haven't practiced, yeah? So here is a strategy you can use whenever you need to feel confident, particularly if you're going to be public and visible and the nerves have really hit. And it's really simple and nobody will even know you're doing it. You can even do it mid-interview if you need to. I've done this, okay? So last year I did an international radio station interview. I was on the BBC World Service and I was also on BBC Radio 4. I had over 1 million listeners and I was a bit scared. It's a bit freaky when you think of 1 million people. Can you imagine? You know, I look at football fields and stadium and I'm like, how many stadiums does it take to fill 1 million people? Okay. So here is what I did. And this is something I've been teaching people for 14 years. I've used it with so many of my clients and students, and this process works. So when you get scared, you shift to thinking in your head. Okay, all of your energy is up here. It's going round and round. That monkey, the inner critic, that chattering mind is telling you all the reasons why you're going to fluff your lines, why you're not good enough. Imposter syndrome strikes, feeling like a fraud. Who am I to be interviewed on this topic? Who would listen to me? Yeah? So press pause. Okay? There's a simple 3-step process I teach people. A, B, C. Accept. You've got that thought running. Breathe. Down in the belly area, assuming that's physiologically and medically comfortable for you. Some belly breaths. And then choose a thought that's more empowering. Okay. So I was telling myself that story about how rubbish I am and I'm not good enough for this interview. I press pause by doing the breathing. And now I choose to remind myself actually how well that last interview went. And I know I can do this. So that's the first thing. You press pause on the chatter. Then you get grounded. When all of your energy is up here, you're not really in your body and you're not really present. As a meditation and yoga teacher, I see this so often. Students walk in at the beginning of a retreat and they're all up here. By the end, they're grounded, they're calm, and they're happy. So when you're up here, you're working with the sympathetic nervous system. You're in fight, flight, freeze mode. That primal part of your brain has taken over. Logical, strategic thinking goes out of the window because you can't access the prefrontal cortex very well. When you get back in your body, you rebalance your nervous system. You bring your energy down. If we're going to go engineer-approved woo-woo about this, because I used to be an engineer, you bring the energy from out here down into the lower chakras, and particularly the Manipura, which is the solar plexus chakra. That's where your personal power lies. Okay? How do you get grounded? You put your feet on the ground and imagine you're growing roots. Imagine you're like one of those wonderful, wise, old oak trees as you feel and see and experience those roots growing. And then just for a few breaths, imagine you can breathe in from the earth all of the energy that's in there, and as you let go, you breathe out through your feet, through those roots, letting go of stress, of tension, of worry, of all that tizzing. Let it go. Breathing in from the earth, maybe right the way up to the belly. Breathing out. Let it go. Can you feel the difference already? And nobody even knew you were doing that, yeah? So then the third piece of advice I've used that I give to others. Forget about everybody who's listening. Apart from that one person who you really want to hear what you're saying. Focus on talking to one person. When you're answering the interviewer, imagine you're speaking to your dream client, your dream audience, that one person. Have a laser focus. Imagine you can really connect with them. Speak just to them. So you've pressed pause on the stress and worry thoughts and that self-talk that was driving you crazy and meaning you were going to self-perpetuate and, it was going to fluff your lines. You've got grounded and you focus on that one person hearing your message and you speak to them so that they feel like you're only speaking to them in the whole world. When you do this, you'll feel confident, you'll be grounded, you'll be able to access your inner wisdom and your inspiration to give just the right answers that person needs to hear, and they will feel and sense that connection. And you'll love the interview. You can apply this anytime. It doesn't just have to be radio or TV interviews. It could be standing on stage. It could be in a networking event. It could be working with a client for the first time. Anywhere that you feel concerned that you're not going to be able to say the right thing. Press pause on the thoughts, get grounded, and connect with the other person. You'll be blown away by the difference this makes. So I'd love to hear from you via the comments. How did that go? How did it feel to try that process out? And how might you use this in the future to help you feel confident, grounded, and authentic when connecting with people who really, really need to hear your message? We're just scratching the surface. This and so much more of the inside work that entrepreneurs and passionate world changers need is in here. I've been mentoring passionate world changers for 14 years. I'm an NLP trainer, and you've heard about the rest. DareToDreamBiggerHandbook.com, DareToDreamBiggerHandbook.com. Or you can get Dare to Dream Bigger from your local bookstore or the big bookstore in the sky. And we have a fantastic Readers Club to support you as well, where there are so many additional resources. If you've enjoyed this video, you'll find loads more just like it on different topics in the Readers Club too. DareToDreamBiggerHandbook.com. I'd love to share this with you. If you've got a topic you'd like me to cover for a future video, let me know and I will record one for you. Thank you. Claire Yosa, signing off.